Sorry, take it again. If your mind were to be projected on a screen, what would it reveal? How do you spark your mind to deliver? Are you one that or do ask questions? Are you a visionary or you just can't be bothered? If these questions hit home, today's topic, the frequency of creativity, is for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all our followers. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to everyone. Wherever you're watching across the world, welcome. 1 minute, please. Just want to send a link to someone. Okay, welcome to everyone. To all our supporters, people that are supporting this channel, over 46,000 of you on LinkedIn, on TikTok. A big thank you to you. As you join, let us know where you're watching us from. A big thank you to you. We don't take it for granted. Over 1,500 on YouTube, over 14,000 on Facebook, and over 10,000 on Instagram. And I can't remember how much on LinkedIn and X, other channels. Thank you. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time. A big thank you to you for always supporting. Please always support this channel. Yes, before we dive in, please share this live stream. You can long press on your screen and you can share this live stream. Follow this page so you can get notifications when we go live. Please, if you like what you're doing, there's a way to tap. There's a way to show likes on Facebook or anywhere. Please do well to like on the screen instantly so that this the algorithm will recommend this stream to on my bio. Peter, you can find links to my DK. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much, DK. On my bio, there's a link to my free ebook. Yes, we will get the private jets. Don't worry, it's about time. Don't worry. Definitely, you're going to get it. Don't worry. Just be hopeful. And definitely, I'm going to fly to Poland, and we can have a good time, or we can fly together somewhere. Don't forget. Don't forget it's on my mind. You understand? It's on my mind. Okay. Yes. Free ebook on my channel. Thank you very much. I love you too, DK. That's Darius, by the way. Darius. Yes, my free ebook on my channel, my paid ebook is there as well. Free ebook is called Roadmap to Financial Freedom. Paid ebook is called Idea to Short-Leg Business. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. So if you want to have a free 10-minute consultation, send me a DM. There should be a link there. I'm doing very great, Jeffrey. And we can have a conversation about your personal development. It could be your business or anything that related. We can have that talk. My new book is coming out. It's called The Migration Mirage: Why Nations Lose Tomorrow and Lineages Fade. So our website will be out so that you can be joined and become part of the playlist. I'm excited to let you know that now, if you go on my channel, Onyekwelu, ILOGE, you can find out our first short film. Yes, you can find out our first short film. It's called Permission Denied or Granted on this YouTube channel. On YouTube, only on YouTube you can find it. So you can go there, type, what's it called? Onyekwelu ILOGE on YouTube, and you can find the short film, watch it, comment, share it, and let more people know. Yes, Jeffrey. Okay, thank you very much, Jeffrey. Much appreciated. So yes, our sponsors are The Hair You Love, D610 Homes, and Love Family Podcast. All right. Remember why I do this every Sunday is to bring out the best in you. To bring out the best in you. There's more still in you that is yet to come out. That's the whole idea. The topics that have been chosen, the things that have been shared is to such that after watching this, the best in you comes out every week. That's the whole idea. Largely because the Bible makes us understand so. Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. I've seen servants on horses while princes walk on the ground like servants. You want to be at the right place at the right time. Thank you, Julia. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Tommy. Tom, thank you very much. Much appreciated. All right. I'm not a guru. I say this and I'll never stop getting tired of saying it. I'm only doing the little things that Christ has helped me to achieve. And I'm also here to provide guidance that I wish I had years and years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, things that I wish that I had 5 years ago. That's what I'm here to share. And I hope that it will help you in one way or the other. And as I'm talking to you guys, I'm also talking to myself, right? So it's not to say that I've arrived or anything, no. Yes, we're not where we used to be. We're work in progress. We're making progress. We're getting there, all right? Okay, as we move this on. Last week, we discussed let us go. We spoke about movement over excuses, action over delay. Progress begins the moment you decide to move. But here's the question: after you go, after you've decided to do, how do you think? How do you think? Because movement without direction is just motion. So today's topic, like I mentioned earlier, is the frequency of creativity. The frequency of creativity. Last week was about going. Today is about tuning. Tuning. Thank you, Tom. Today is about tuning. You don't just need to go. You need to go on the right frequency. The right frequency is very important. So if your mind were projected on the screen today, that's, let's say, everything in your mind was to be relayed on a screen, would we see creativity or will we see consumption? Many people are not empty. They're simply tuned to the wrong frequency. You don't become creative by accident. You become creative by alignment. A man's creativity, a man not creative is dead while alive. If you are not creating, you are just repeating. You live, sorry, to live is to create. What have you created recently? That's a question for everyone, and including myself. What have you created recently? Creativity has a frequency. If you don't know, you know that today. Creativity has a frequency. You are either tuned to it or you drift into noise. You drift into noise. And the real challenge is, or the real truth, or what you can call it, is that most people wake up, a lot of people wake up and immediately they tune into social media, Instagram, WhatsApp. They tune into the news, other people's opinion. And before you know anything, a lot of thoughts, they start hearing thoughts of someone young saying, oh, I don't know what business to start, or I'm filled with fear. Those are the kind of things that will come into you. You're moving each day, filled with, you're unfulfilled each day, you're unhappy each day, you look clueless, you don't know what to do or next steps to take. It could be that you're tuning to the wrong frequency. But they've spent the last 3 hours, a lot of people spend a lot of time consuming stuff on social media, and they spend little or no time on things that will develop them personally, things that will help them think deep or help them meditate. The issue is not lack of ideas, it's lack of tuned attention. So your mind is a broadcast system, always better. Your mind is a broadcast system. Your mind is never silent, it's always broadcasting something. If you don't control it, it defaults to noise, it defaults to fear, it defaults to repetition, it defaults to survival thinking. You know, that's why many people repeat the same thing. Sometimes you see people do things for 15 years and they've not had tangible progress. You see people on the same job or doing the same thing, or in their relationships, or in the way they do it the same way, and they're expecting that things will go different. It can't work that way. It could be talking to the way you relate to your spouse, it could be the way you relate to your workers, it could be the way you relate to your business partners. You have been doing it in the same way, and you have not gotten the progress you need. It's time for you to check. Am I doing things the right way, or am I just going about it? Never build anything, they never build anything meaningful because they're not tuned to the right frequency. So some people just go with the flow. So where are you? There are two kinds of people. That's not true, guys. I'm live on sorry, 1 minute. Someone says you can't find me on TikTok. I'm just gonna send this again to them. 1 minute. So just search my name on TikTok if you can't find me. What's it called? How do I put it? There'll be like it should show that I'm live. I can see myself live and I see people coming up. So I don't understand what you're saying. All right, let's go straight into it. Thank you, Otto. Thank you for joining. So there are two kinds of people. The one who says, let's see how life goes. People are like that. They go with the wind, they go with the flow, they go with how the wave takes them. But there are some that keep asking these questions. Why is life going this way? Because they don't like the way things are, or they wish that things could be a lot better, or they're dissatisfied with where they are. They're looking on to the next level. So the first set of people become passengers, and the second set of people become creators. Creativity begins the moment you start asking better questions. Start asking better questions. So let's take it from an angle. Let's take it to this angle. God is not just powerful, God is creative. We're talking about the creator of the heaven and the earth in accordance to how it is written in the scriptures, the Bible. And if we are made in his image, according to what the Bible says, then creativity is not an option, it is identity. It is identity. So you look at what about the life of Jacob when he was under his uncle Laban. In the Bible, in Genesis chapter 30, verse 37 to 39, it makes us understand that Jacob didn't accept limitation. He observed patterns. He applied creativity. Therefore, go and read it up. Therefore, he was able to get speckled cattle, and he was able to get the cattle he needed from his uncle, and he made progress. The same environment was different results. Somebody else could be there, but because they're not tuned to the right frequency, they could not get a different result. Another example in the Bible is Bezalel. In Exodus chapter 31, verse 2 to 3. Bible makes us understand that this guy was not just skilled, he was spirit-filled for creativity. He was getting the creativity from somewhere. There was a channel he was tuned to. creativity is not just intellectual, it is spiritual alignment and a mental discipline. So I'm going to touch more on that. His own was on another level. He was getting inspirations of how to design the things he was designing. He was crafty, he was excellent, he was a master craftsman, and his inspirations was coming from the Spirit of God. We're going to touch on that more. So the hard truth is that many people are not uncreative. That's the truth. A lot of people are very creative. They are not uncreative, but they are just overstimulated. They are distracted, and they are mentally passive. They are mentally passive. That's why I don't believe that somebody can tell me, I've not found work for 3 years. If you don't find work for 3 years, if you are tuned to the right frequency, you will create something that can bring income for yourself. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes, so whatever your hand finds to do it. You're not waiting until you sit down in somebody's office, you have a computer before you, you have a set of tasks before you, then you can call that work. No. Whatever you're doing that's bringing income, you're working. You don't have to get a salary to feel fulfilled that you're working. Whatever you're doing, you're working. As long as my friend always says, as long as the outcome is income, you're working. As long as you do it legitimately. And that's what we're talking about on this channel. So creativity is not rare. Discipline in tuning into it is. So a lot of people are creative, but to stay tuned on, to keep being creative is what the challenge is. You don't find creativity, you maintain it. So I ask you again, if your mind were to be projected on a screen, if I used to say to my wife, I wish people can see what is in my mind. Like I can project it on a screen. You'd be amazed at the things that, the visions, that ideas that God have put in my mind. Sometimes it scares me for where I'm going to for the next 10 years. I do that for my son. Yesterday I told him, whatever you're writing down, write it down. And you will take a picture. And the next 10 years, you read it again, and you'll be happy with what you've achieved. So I have things that are in my mind, that are the visions in my mind, that I know in the next 10 years, when I turn 50, when I turn 60, when I turn 70, those things are already there. Like you had a friend of mine talking about a private jet on the channel, on the chat there. It's true. That picture has been there for over 10 to 15 years. And one day, I should be able to fly my family on a private jet. I don't have to own it. I'm not interested in owning it. But that is one thing that I hope to do by virtue of where we're getting to. Not to say we're trying to be wasteful, but it's just a desire. I don't think it's a wrong desire at this moment. But if you look at my previous videos, you hear I talked about vision and vision board and explained a lot about what I just talked to you about there. So if in case you're interested in it, go to YouTube, type Onyekwelu ILOGE, click on live, scroll down, you'll see the one on vision board, and you can watch it and learn more about it. All right? If your mind was to be projected on the screen, what would we see? Are we going to see vision, or are we going to see noise? Because tonight, we are not just talking about creativity, we are learning how to tune into it and how to stay there. That's one of the things we're talking about. So creativity is defined as what? The frequency of creativity is defined as a state of mind and the spirit you deliberately tune into, like a radio channel, so you can consistently receive, process, and produce ideas. I take that again. Frequency of creativity is defined as a state of mind and the spirit, state of mind and spirit you deliberately tuned into, like a radio channel, so you can consistently receive, process, and produce ideas. So creativity is not random. It is what you pick up when you are properly tuned in. So we'll talk more about it. So just like a radio or walkie-talkie or any communication gadget that the military use or the paramilitary use, just think about it. If you are on the wrong frequency, you hear noise. You hear, thank you, Domingo, thank you, Afafa, thank you, Chucky, thank you, Domingo, yeah. You hear noise, you hear static, you hear distortion. But when you're tuned correctly, the signal becomes clearer. The message becomes precise. And the communication, flows. Your mind works the same way. Your mind works the same way. So here are some of, just to reinforce these things I'm saying, Albert Einstein has once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Imagination is more important than knowledge, because imagination is what you pick up when you are tuned correctly. So imagination is what you pick up where you're tuned correctly. Steve Jobs was once quoted to have said, creativity is just connecting things. It's just connecting things. That's what creativity is. Thank you, Afafa. Creativity is just connecting things. You can only connect what you receive consistently. Remember, guys, what we're talking about here is staying creative consistently. Staying creative consistently. Thank you, Chinedu. Thank you very much. Pablo Picasso, not Escobar. Sorry, guys. Pablo Picasso once said, everything you can imagine is real. And I've heard it from Miles Moreau. He once said, everything you can think of is inside God. There's nothing that is outside. Whatever idea, like when I think of something and I share it to my wife, it can look daunting to do. But the fact that you can think it, God has made it possible to have it, for it to be in your mind. There's nothing that is impossible. There's nothing. I don't want to say some things. It can even scare some people when I say them. But there are things in my mind that I say to God, before I turn 50, this must become reality. It's very big. When I talk about it, it runs into millions and millions of dollars. These are things that I believe God that it's possible that by 50, it should have been achieved, or we're already on course. It's doable. It's all about what your mind can perceive. Just like Picasso just said now, everything you can imagine is real. That's why I like that movie company called DreamWorks. Indeed, dreams work. If you can start to what? Think about it here. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's what you think, is what you become. So the difference between a confused life and a creative one is not intelligence. It is what frequency you stay connected to daily. What frequency you stay connected to daily. So you can tell a person's frequency, one, by their conversations. Thank you, Jeffrey and Tom. By their conversations, you can tell by their habits, and you can tell by their results. Because people broadcast what they are tuned to. They cannot do otherwise. So here are some negative patterns. They become what? Gossip broadcasters. When you constantly feed yourself with things that, like we talked about social media, the kind of content you welcome to, you constantly consume celebrity drama, WhatsApp gossip, social media scandals. When they speak, they bring out what? Rumors. That's what they're talking about. Did you hear what this person said? And what Kanye West told Kim Kardashian? Or what this person said to that? What David Beckham did? That's all they do. They spread negativity. They reduce serious conversations to trivial talk. They don't create. They don't create value. They amplify noise. They tune, because they are tuned into gossip, you can become a distributor of distraction. Another example of negative pattern is what? The complaint specialists. They are tuned to their workplace frustration. They are tuned to government failures. They are tuned to personal struggles. And when they speak, nothing works in this country. That's the things you're going to hear. They complain about the country. Even in a land like this, United Kingdom, they will complain about it. What do people like us that came from Nigeria do? You see some people, with all due respect to them, because of one thing or where they are, they're complaining one thing or another. See, no, I always say to people, wherever you are is someone else's prayer point. Wherever you are, someone else's prayer point. Nothing is working in this country. Even if some people say nothing is working in the United Kingdom, nothing is working in America. So I don't know what us in Nigeria will do, or some of us that are from some part of the world, what we're going to say. Or they say things like life is unfair. There's no opportunities. They just observe problems. They broadcast hopelessness. Tune into problems, you multiply them in your mind and in other people's mind. That's it. You need to be mindful of these people and stay away from them, so that you don't begin to what? You don't begin to their whatever doesn't rub off on you. All right. So the fear. There are some people that amplify fear. They amplify fear. They feed on bad news. Sorry, guys. They feed on bad news. They feed on failure stories. They feed on economic panic. When decisions arise, what if I lose money? What if I don't? It doesn't work. They discourage others too. Because they are tuned into fear, you spread paralysis. Another set of people is the passive consumer. They spend hours watching content, scrolling endlessly, avoiding deep thinking. When asked for ideas, what you hear from them is, I don't know. I never knew, I never thought about it. Not because they lack what? capacity, but because their mind is overloaded and what? Underused. Tune into consumption, you lose the ability to create. There are more people. There are some that are seeking for approval and on and on and on. But what you must understand is that be careful what you are tuned into, because you will not just hear it, you will become a channel for it. All right? Be careful what you're tuned into. Be careful what goes in, because you become a channel for it. There are other set of people. We're going to explore some positive thinkers. It's not all gloom and doom here. There are some people that they are opportunity thinkers. You know, they constantly observe problems as opportunities. They see gaps in systems, needs in the market, and when they speak, there's something we can build here. That's what they talk about. That's what they say, and this can be improved. That's the way they think. Same environments as complainers, but they see possibilities and they turn it into what? Opportunities. Thank you very much, Julia. You begin to create value. And the next people is what? Growth-minded individuals. They invest into what? Learning, books, ideas, mentorship, personal development. And when they speak, you hear them say, how can I improve? What can I learn from this? And they turn every situation into a lesson. They tune into growth and you evolve controllably. And there are more. They are solution builders. They are what? Vision carriers. They are what? I'm going to talk about it. There are people that I call them spiritually aligned to their creator. That's it. They think in that way. They are mindful of it. You don't just speak words. You transmit a frequency. So the question is, what are people receiving when you speak? That's a question for me and for you. What are people thinking about receiving when you speak? So we bear that in mind. All right. I hope I learn a thing or two as we go on in this. So I tag this section: frequency that fuels creativity. Frequency that fuels creativity. So creativity is not an event. It is a result of what you consistently tune into. So I take this again. Whether you are religious or not religious, I'm not here to talk about religion. I'm here to tell you what is real and what's a fact. And the number one frequency that fuels creativity is the Spirit of God, what is normally called the Holy Spirit. Man is made of what? Spirit, soul, and body. Your spirit is linked to God's spirit. Countless creativity is what happens as God himself is creative. If you look at the earth, it's amazing. Look at the skies. If you're ever flying on the plane, look through the window and imagine the awesome creation. Sometimes even the winter on the vehicle, there's patterns it does on the vehicle, like cold ice. And I'm like, God is awesome, creative. You can see a bird. If you go to a museum, you see birds. The way the color, the choice of the color, especially like a peacock or some rare birds you can find in the museums, is amazing how these things were created. It is so intelligent to be disorganized the way science is saying that it just came like a big bang. No, man is so awesome. The way the body works, the way the mind works, everything. Who tells the lion to give birth to a lion? Who tells the goat to give birth to a goat? How does the animal know that? How does the flower know to go after its kind? How does the seed know that it's mango to come out? This world is so awesome to just be a catastrophe. So let's bear that in mind. So this is not just inspiration, it is divine intelligence. The Holy Spirit, like I talked about earlier, gives you divine intelligence. He gives insight beyond experience, reveals patterns others don't see, just like we saw in the case of Jacob and Bezalel. He downloads directions in quiet moments. In real life, you sit in silence and suddenly an idea comes, it happens to me. Your spirit is in tandem with the Spirit of God. You get solutions from him. You get directions from him. You get directions from him, all right? So this is not coincidence. It is alignment. When you are tuned to the frequency of God's Spirit, you get linked from heaven. Ideas keep coming. You know, some people say to me, oh, yeah, but you're always full of ideas. That is it. Because as I read my Bible steadily, I get more inspiration. Another one is what? The Bible is a fountain of ideas. A fountain. It flows with ideas consistently. Bible doesn't just teach morals, it reshapes thinking patterns. It trains your mind. Think in principles, see beyond limitations, and act with wisdom and discipline. So That's what the Bible does. So whenever I think of the Bible, I'm reminded about a powerful observation that's often highlighted in documentaries like the BBC. There's a documentary on BBC, is the 400 years impact of the King James Bible. I wish you can look for it. 400 years impact of the King James Bible. Remember, one of the things that make that documentary credible is that the guy that was the anchor or whatever it is not even a Christian. So you would say, oh, he's biased about his findings or whatever. You know, look it up. It's amazing. When King James the First authorized the King James Version in 1611, it was more than a religious project. It was strategic. He wanted unified texts that would shape language, influence thought, stabilize the kingdom, that's United Kingdom, guide moral order. And it worked. The King James Bible didn't just stay in the churches, it shaped the English language. If you hear the things like tit for tat, an eye for an eye, there's so many, do unto others how you want others to do unto you. So many of them. Most of the things that we talk about today were shaped or gotten from the King James Bible, right? It shaped literature. It shaped governance thinking. It shaped cultural identity. For over 400 years, one book has had this such impact. One book consistently consumed, shaped a nation's thinking for generations. One book. That's the most influential and the most impactful book on the face of the earth. There's no context. Look it up. Do your research. It doesn't have edition 1, edition 2, edition 3, edition 4. It is timeless. It's amazing. It's ever inspiring. Inspired all manner of things. I can go on and on. If a nation can be shaped by a book, what happens when an individual is consistently tuned to it? If you doubt me, read the Bible yourself. Start from the book, New Testament. Go to the book of John. Read one chapter a day from the book of John. Do it for 3 months. If your life does not change, then God is not God. But I'm so confident that your mind is going to be illuminating. Your character will change. The way you behave will change. The way you approach things will change. The way you see life will be different. Your expectations will be. See, I can't tell you enough in just these few moments. All I'm saying to you is that the Bible is not just a religious book. It's a book that turns trash to treasure. I'll take it to. I'll share some of this book. If you ever heard of a man called Smith Wigglesworth, an illiterate plumber, taught to read the Bible, became a global voice for faith and spiritual authority. If you ever look up that man, his life was transformed by reading the Bible. He was an illiterate. Another person is John Watt, Bunyan, poorly educated thinker, but yet he wrote The Pilgrim's Progress after deep inspiration in Scripture. Deep immersion in Scripture. The next is John Muller, ordinary man with little backing, built and sustained orphanages through Bible-based faith and discipline. Next person is what? Nicky Cruz, an illiterate gang leader, transformed by the message of the Bible into a global evangelist. The next is David Livingstone, child factory worker with limited education, became a missionary and a global impact figure through devotion to the word. The Bible is a transformer. There are so many knowledges that will just inform you, but the Bible transforms. So if you want to be a man or woman consistently on the frequency of creativity, the Bible is the blessed place to go to. It will transform your mind. It will transform your generation. It will change. It was, if you read the book called Breaking the Jewish Code, I don't know the author, but if anybody find the name of that author, please put it in the comment section. Breaking the Jewish Code. One of the chapters towards the end, it talks about two families. One was they followed the ways of Christ. They read the Bible. They studied his lineage for over 150 years. His lineage produced a vice president of America, senators, governors, chief judges, named them there was so much impact his generation. They could count thousands of impact from his generation. And there was another person that was analyzed in that book. He was an atheist. He did not know anything about God. His lineage was shorter, people that they could trace. He had criminals, prostitutes, different kind of people. Don't take my word for it. It's in that book. It's called Breaking the Jewish Code. That's where I read it from. So we're not talking here about religion. We're talking here about impact and transformation. In fact, Jesus Christ did not preach religion. He talked about his life. When people are called Christians, the word Christian means like Christ. I'm more interested in being like Christ than defending a religion. So let us get it different. I always say Christianity is not a religion. It is a way of life. If all you can do is to mirror your life after the way of Christ, you make a tremendous impact on your generation and the ones yet unborn. Let's take that forward because we have a lot to cover. So these are the men I talked about. When you read the Bible, your life will be transformed. Another thing is what? True what? To stay on the frequency, profound books. Read books. They will change your mind. Then movies. I don't watch, without due respect, I don't watch things like Star Wars and Troy. All these things are not close to reality. I don't watch them. I watch, if I'm watching like first 3 minutes and I don't feel like I'm going to learn something, I tune out of that movie. I look for something else. The same thing, I watch documentaries. If you've never watched Men That Built America, I highly recommend it for you. You know, if you don't watch programs like How Things Work or How Things Were Made, I highly recommend it for you. If you are someone that you don't listen to podcasts, and then like 2 in a week, I highly recommend that you do that. It shapes the way you think. So movies, documentaries, they transform your mind and they fuel you to creativity. The next thing is your circle of influence. Very, very important. Check those that are around you. They can affect your creativity and they can also help. The next thing is the right perspective when you travel. When you are traveling from one country to another, have the right perspective. When you see, ask questions. When you see things the way they are, don't just be so excited about, oh, I'm going to the beach and all that. No, I can't be bothered. I don't even know how people do when they go to the beach. They lie down, they're reading book. I'm so fascinated. When I went to Legoland, I'm just intrigued by how this place came about, how much it could be making, how many staffs that are here, what could be how much they are making each day, how much could they make from ticket sales. You need your mind to be in that level. When I get on a plane, the same thing. I'm thinking, this plane filled up, what could be the aviation fuel? The same thing if I go to Saudi Arabia, the same thing if I find myself in China. You need to have that mind. You need to have a mental expansion, not just so relaxed or just excited about holiday. And so that's why people get bored about holiday at some point, because they don't ask questions. I like to go because it helps to keep me it helps to fuel creativity. Every time I go, I learn. The next thing is to ask questions and talk about it. If you're one that you don't ask questions, your creativity will be going down. You see, the trick by how does this phone work? How does Google Maps work? I don't know. Have you ever asked that question? How do you know? How do your train tells you to arrive in 6 minutes? How does it work? How does your boss say to come in 10 minutes? How does it work? You need to know how those things work. That's how you stay on the frequency of creativity. Like my table now, this marble top, I'm interested. How do they fit this thing in? Ask questions, guys, and it can help your creativity to stay on. And these things, when you do them, it helps you in a lot of things, not just for your career. It helps you in business. It helps you in all manner of things. So there are practical ways to put this into practice. One is a practical product of a frequency of creativity is what? Business. You tend to have business ideas, laundry service, food delivery, apps, all manner of things. Because people are asking questions, they come up with ideas. They come up with ideas for a POS. I remember a guy saying, I think it's Tony Robbins telling the guy that owns, I think, Sage or SAP, I can't remember one of the product. Why you need to live and create your own. These are ideas, creativity. Imagine Mark Zuckerberg, imagine Elon Musk, these ideas that keep coming. Why can't you have yours? If nothing comes to you, then there's a problem. You need to be angry about it. Ideas will create business. Creativity will create business ideas. Creativity will create digital products, ebooks, online courses, paid newsletters, templates. It will do that. Creativity will make you create your own YouTube channel. I was talking to a lady, and I've been telling her, the thing she does on WhatsApp is amazing to me. WhatsApp channel, no, not WhatsApp channel, WhatsApp status. She coordinates people on WhatsApp chat. I say you need to open your own, you need to stream. Some of you are listening to me and watching me. You have the thing in you to do what I'm doing right now. Nobody is the same with you. You're not repeating anything. Everybody's unique. So don't tell your own story. Like I said, all fingers are not the same. All our prints are different. Tell your own story. Your social media, you can become a teaching page. I've seen a nurse. All she does is teach people how to pass exams when they come into this country. There are people, I've seen people do TV channels on mathematics, channels on English lesson, channels on driving. What are you waiting for? You have no excuse. So creativity will give you side hustle. You could be a freelancer if you have a job, writing, designing, tech. You could be tutor. You can be a tutor, teach children. You could be a coach. You can do affiliate marketing on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, Amazon or what have you. You can also do weekend classes for children or work in skills acquisition hubs, volunteering or getting paid for it. You could do community training for adults that don't know how to use computers. You'll be willing to teach them for a fraction or something. You can volunteer to your local government or your council and they can pay you for it, depending on it, if you can prove your worth. Creativity also make you go into different kind of business. It could be poultry farming, you could farm, it could be cassava production, it could be small scale food packaging. I remember on Instagram, I saw this guy. I don't know how many of you know what's called a plantain. This guy got a machine and is made out of what looks stupid, what do you call it? Plantain chips. In Nigeria, no matter, as in, I still see the companies in the UK are more advanced when it comes to plantain chips as opposed to Nigeria. Nigeria, we have 200 million people. 200 million people. You have a company and you cater to just 500 people. You'll be okay. If you sell one, the plantain chips sometimes are sold for like 2,000 naira, which is maybe like about I don't know if I'm wrong, like £1 or something like that. And if you're doing it for like 1,000 or something, you'll be making some good amount of money. I don't know the maths here. If you look them up on Instagram, you can find them. Creativity will help you do things like this. I also want to say creativity, when creativity is sustained, it doesn't just produce income. It produces what? Impact. That's another thing. Creativity is not just about money, money, money. It produces what? Impact. One of the things, impact you can have in your local community. I like to bring things down to simple form. Everybody came from somewhere. I don't know about you, I came from a small community in Southeast Nigeria, in Enugu State. To be precise, my village is called Isuawa. That's where I came from. Creativity helps you to think impact. You can create what? Scholarships, skills acquisition center for your community. You can create adult literacy programs. Creativity can make you do that. Creativity can help you to give non-interest loans. Guys, I'm not just telling you talk. These things I do them, but I don't want to say, if I'm saying them, look as if I'm aggrandizing or bigging myself up. My wife and I do these things, I'm telling you. If you look on my channel, you can find them there. Non-collateral microfinance bank and traders and artisans. You can have non-collateral loans for people that are already doing businesses. You can create a business incubation hub. You're a diaspora, you have an advantage. You have advantage when you change your currency into your local currency, you have advantage over it. In your local community, you can open up cassava processing farms, like in Nigeria or Africa or some parts of West Africa or something. I set up a community. And I said to him, let me know how you do it so I can do the same for my community. That same friend of mine, he has a palm oil production. He has a farm where there's palm oil. And I don't know if you guys know that palm oil is more, what's it called? It's more per liter. You pay more than just fuel or diesel. You could also do community farming clusters. There's so many things you can do as a person of impact. You can build boreholes for your people that providing clean water. You can build solar panel for them to give them electricity or to create where they can charge their phones. A lot of these communities don't have electricity. You can do something. You can also create waste collection solutions for your community. All right. You can build functional public toilets. There are a lot of communities that are struggling with things like this. You can. There's a movie called Padman. I don't know how many of you have seen it. This guy created a solution on how to help his community, women in the community, have sanitary pads. through sustainable materials, because his community, women in his community, were struggling with their lives. If you Netflix, that type is called type it on what is awareness for your community. You can school programs, thinking workshop. You can do coding. Get somebody to teach your community, the children, how to code, coding literacies. There are lots and lots of things. Youth vocational, community development structures, so many things you can do for your community. But it's, remember, creativity, I said here, is not just about money. It's also about impact, right? So we're going to go on. So many things you can do. Creativity can help you build systems, networking, products, and all that, and all that, and all that. You know, I've shared a lot. I know you're learning a thing or two. As we round up, or this is just last thing I want to say before I can take a comment or two. But what I want to say in my mind, what I want to let you guys know is that creativity is not just thinking. It produces things people can use, pay for, and benefit from. Creativity is not proven. It's not proven by ideas. It's proven by what improves because of you. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's proven by what improved because of you. What has improved because you acted on it, or you improved on it, or you that idea, you made it happen. What's that thing? So when you stay tuned to the frequency of creativity, you don't just build business, you build people. A lot of people are going to benefit from what you're doing. A lot of systems will be built, and you're creating the future. That's another glad thing about it. So when you stay tuned to creativity, your life stops being about survival. You start becoming about production and value creation. So I ask you this question. What are you currently producing that will still matter 10 years from now? Or after you are gone? What is that thing? What are you doing with your life? What is that business you're doing? What is that act or that impact or whatever it is you're doing that in the next 10 years, it will still matter? And when you are gone, when I mean when you passed away, it will still be relevant. When you think of Henry Ford, that was an idea. When you think of Mercedes-Benz, that was an idea. When you think of Apple, that was an idea. Everything you see today came from an idea. That's an act of creativity. When you are tuned to the right frequency, they will keep coming. When you fill your mind with garbage, it will be a case of garbage in and garbage out. I hope we've learned a thing or two today. I'm going to allow one or two people to share their thoughts. Thank you everyone for the thoughts that kept coming through. Julia says how to increase self-confidence and self-esteem. Very much appreciated. And as many of you that have been talking on TikTok that I might have missed you out, very much appreciate you. So guys, yes, I'm going to allow one or two people or those that are on to share their thoughts. And I'm also going to post this on other channels. Please let me know what your thoughts are. If anybody wants to say anything, thank you for the emojis. Thank you for the likes. I'm going to take some of your comments now. 1 minute. Let me just share this so that those that want to join can also join. 1 minute. So remember, you can't join if you're on YouTube. You can only type comments. I can see them coming through. That's that. Yeah. So as we wrap this up, I hope we've learned a thing or two. We need to stay creative, and creative that is. All right. Okay. Thank you for always joining. Could be anywhere in the world. You could be doing anything, but you're always here. We very much appreciate you, and we don't take it for granted. In case you're watching this broadcast, we're watching the rebroadcast, still feel free to put your comments in the comment section. It will go a long way to help somebody in whatever they're doing. All right. All right. All right. Okay. As we bring this to a close. Okay. So that's better. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's on TikTok. That's on Facebook. And let's put this on Instagram as well. So yes, thank you to everyone that's joined on Instagram. I can see you guys on Facebook, on TikTok, on LinkedIn. Very much appreciated. And who will learn it? Sean invites you to co-host. Sorry, Sean. Sorry, Sean. Yeah. Sorry, guys, I can't do any other thing aside from what we're doing now as we wrap up. Thank you very much, Peter Akyena. He says, hello, sir. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Baby Boo, hello. Can you share your thoughts? How to increase Afafa. Thank you very much. Says go ahead. Domingo says best of luck. Afa says yes, you're right. Baby Boo, can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Baby Boo. Okay, perhaps a network issue. All right. Okay. Okay, just want to read some comments before we move on. Sorry, guys. Jeffrey says, yes, we need your advice regularly. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeffrey. Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much, Otto Freddy. Thank you very much, Chiki. Thank you very much, Afafa. Thank you very much, Domingo. Thank you very much, Tom Zima. Thank you very much, Peter Akyena. Thank you very much, very much. They're all very much appreciated. And to everyone that I can see, Baby Boo, sent heart and mustache. Oh, thank you very much. As we wrap this up, thank you very much, Obu, Ayofago, Ire, Anu, Osman Ali. Yep. Okay, very much appreciated. All right, yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yes, a big thank you to all of you. Very much appreciated. Let me see. Where am I? All right. So remember that what we're talking about was the frequency of creativity. That's what we talked about. That's what we talked about. So a big thank you to all of you for always joining. We don't take any of this for granted. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the emojis. Thank you for everything. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. All right. Okay. That's a big thank you to all my team, my personal assistant, to social media manager, to every team or member or everyone that works in any of our businesses or the businesses that I oversee, be it Trophy Hotels, D610 Homes, The Hair You Love, any of those. Just a big thank you to all of you. We very much appreciate you. All right. So, and to all our friends, to all our mentors, to all my colleagues, this is saying a big thank you to all of it. Very much appreciate you guys. So thank you. Follow this page and like it and share it so that more people can be a part of it. This stream, so that more people can grow together with us. Let us know what your biggest takeaways are. You can keep them, keep typing them. Very much appreciate that. Keep typing them as you can see them. All right. Okay. Yeah, keep typing them. Very much appreciate them. Then yes, if you're watching this, you can also share this later so more people can watch later, even if they didn't join us live. Next week, we're going to be discussing on a topic called choices. All right, choices. That's next week, same time, 7 p.m. UK time. We'll discuss the topic called choices. All right, don't forget that. So whatever you do, don't just remember that you need to take action on everything that you've heard today. There should be something you need to do with your life. You need to take action on. All right, and I hope you've learned a thing or two on that. All right. Okay, remember that you can, I think someone tried to ask that question. On my bio, you can click and you'll find a link that click on. Big Dam says, be creative, not just with the work of your hands, but with your thinking, your approach to problem solving. All right. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay. Yes. If you want to have a 10 minutes free consultation, please, there's a link on the bio. You can book that on. All right. So also with that link, you can download my free ebook and also download my paid ebook. If It is. Thank you very much. Your viewer says the Bible is the most important resources you can find on earth. I believe that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much. Your viewer 247. Very much appreciated. Okay. Right. Where were we? Yeah, download the free ebook and the paid ebook. They're all there. Please join them. If you want to join our community, please. Chika Otubo says it's a long time watching and rising star in your life. Well, thank you very much. The Bible is the most important resource you can find on earth. Thank you very much. Your VA 247. Thank you very much. Okay, to join our community, on the flyer or the poster, you can see a QR code. Scan that and it will take you in, or you can send a DM to us on any of the channels and we can send you a link on how to join. All right? Okay. Whatever you do, take your life in your hands, control your time, and don't stay average. Don't forget that. Don't die average. There's a lot in you. So just to tell us you about our sponsors today, we're being sponsored by The Hair You Love. So basically it's spelled D for Delta, hair, H-A-I, that's hair. Then U, and L-U-V, that's how it's spelled. So take it again. D for Delta, hair, U for umbrella, then love, umbrella, Victor, that's L-U-V. That's one word, The Hair You Love. You type that on Instagram or TikTok, you find them. You can order premium, 100% human hairs, wigs, and extensions, whatever you need. Check them out, send them a DM. If there's something you can find there, and they'll reach out to you. The same thing for D610 Homes. What do we do there? Property investors in the UK, property developers in Nigeria, shoplets in the UK, and service accommodations in Nigeria. What do we so you got cash or you don't know what to do with it, send us a DM, can work something out, structure something out. We're looking for what you can do to so your money can work for you. Send us a DM, right? Love Family Podcast. We have podcasts that come out every Saturday, 9 p.m. UK time. We had one come out yesterday. It was about boarding school versus day school. So if you don't have to wait till your children are ready to go into boarding school for you to what's it called? For you to start thinking in that manner. All right. Hello, Chika. Hello. Hello, Chika. What, you want to say something? Hello. Okay, sorry. I don't think you can hear me. All right. So you don't have to wait till your children are ready to go to secondary school for you to start preparing your mind and all that to know which one is right for them. So check out that podcast. It was done by someone I highly have respect for, and we had a conversation about boarding schools or day schools, trying to help people with those choices, because it's something a lot of parents grapple with. Okay, so as we wrap this up, and as we bring this to an end, I want you guys to bear in mind and don't forget some of the things we discussed at the beginning. Okay, what is discussed at the beginning. So I want you guys to remember that creativity is not rare. Discipline in tuning into it is rare. You don't find creativity, you maintain it. All right. So the question I ask, and I keep asking it again: if your mind were to be projected on the screen today, what would people see? If that's all you had, let it be. Take that away. If your mind were to be projected on a screen now, what will people see? Will people see vision, or will they see noise? Will they see vision, or will they see noise? So if they open your mind and there's a way for them to mirror that mind and put it on a screen, what are they going to see? What are they going to see? Let that be a challenge for me, and let that be a challenge for you. Let that be a challenge for everyone here. Is that whatever goes on in your mind is as a product of what you are allowed to go in. So make sure that the things that go into your mind, or the frequency that you're tuned into, is the right frequency that aids your creativity. Because a man that is not creative is as good as dead. Thank you very much, remember. Thank you, Mr. A mind that's not creative is as good as dead. The moment your mind stops working, the moment your mind stops producing, the moment your mind stops churning out things, when there's a problem, that becomes a problem. All right? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you very much. Remember that the whole reason why I do this is to shake those things in you. There's a lot in you that can still come out, to shake you, to bring out the best in you. Largely because Bible tells us that I've seen servants on horses while princes walk on the ground like servants. Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. So bear that in mind. You need to be at the right place. In whatever you do, always remember that the wise invest. Invest in whatever will make you to be always creative. Always creative. And if you can do that, peace, Udo, and see you next Sunday. God bless you. Bye-bye.